Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing good. This is the final video in my little series of alcohol ink and Jesmonite. If you missed the last video, I got some absolutely beautiful results, and there's one more thing I want to try, and that is the swipe. The only time I've ever really tried anything like a swipe is really when I do acrylic pouring, and I am no good at acrylic pouring. I think I've got 2 videos on my channel and both are not that great. I wish I was better. But what I'm going to do is make some coasters from scratch. Now, I did do a test piece, which I'm going to show you as well in the video. I made some coasters from scratch. You could, of course, use any coasters that you're not altogether happy with. Ones that have come out and they're not really, filling your soul with happiness. You can just do this straight over the top of them and it would work really perfectly. So here I am just using the amazing mould from Moulds and Shapes. I couldn't find my silicone tool, so I'm using the back end of a paintbrush. Does a great job. A little bit of a shimmy, a little bit of a shake. 4 really basic, neat Jesmonite coasters with absolutely no colour added whatsoever, and they came out great. So 30 minutes later on demold, I decided to cover all of the backs in the masking tape. Now, this is optional. Jesmonite does not behave like epoxy resin, so I wasn't actually sure if the Jesmonite would go down and under, but better to be safe than sorry. I've got them all resting on cookie cutters, and I am using my mini sieve just to sieve out any bumps, because my Jesmonite's always lumpy. I'm never the best stirrer. So yeah, just to get rid of any bumps in that surface, it's just easier for me to use this. And of course, before I even continue, I do actually run out and get this sieve washed in my bucket of water, which sits in my bathroom every time I do Jesmonite, because you do not want your Jesmonite to dry in a metal thing. Anything metal, if you're using a metal whisk or anything. So I'm just pouring some on top of these coasters, very much like a top coat, a flooding coat. So I'm allowing the Jesmonite to flood over the edges. Really, I'm not worried about that at all. So I'm going to be using blue, pink and purple alcohol inks. And again, I've only done one tester. So this is the very second time I'm trying this, and I'm just putting between 3, 4, 5 drops of each colour onto each coaster in pretty much the same place. You can pretty much do whatever you want, honestly and truly. If you have not already, go check out T and Art. T and Art actually did a video directly after my alcohol ink trial, where she just put alcohol ink on the top of Jesmonite and left it to sit, and the incredible effects she got, unbelievable. So do check out T and Art. I'll link her below. And I said to her, oh, I was going to try this. I'm not going to now because you've done it, but I'm going to try something else. It was really good for her to have done that so we could all see what it looks like. Anyway, back to my video. I'm just finishing off with the third colour, which is the purple. Again, I'm not really kind of focusing on where I'm putting the colours, because all of this is going to be smushed around in a minute. The best tool I can recommend, okay, these are silicone, someone said it on the Facebook page, pastry brushes. I couldn't think of the name. Silicone pastry brushes. I get these in like a pack with my whisk, and gently, when I say gently, I mean so gently. The lightest touch you've ever had in your life, that is what you want. Like a gentle. Because the last one I did a test run, I used tissue and I used a piece of plastic like I would in an acrylic pour, and the alcohol ink disappeared. The tissue, silly, I don't know why I tried it. The tissue soaked it all up straight away, and there was none left. So the gentlest of touches is all you need to get that alcohol ink to swipe across the surface of your Jesmonite. Now, this is all optional. You can pick them up and move them around, but remember, you don't have much playtime with Jesmonite. Jesmonite will be gone and cured within probably 5 minutes of pouring. It's too late. I'm not going to touch the second one because I'm loving the effect we get there. The cells, very similar to the effect that T and Art got, and very similar to my test run. Honestly, always the way when you do a test run and you're obsessed with the results, and then you think, right, I'm definitely going to make this into a video, and then you do the video and you're filming and you do not get the same results. Honestly, sod's law. But I am still in love with the beautiful patterns that I got here. Now, I was going to leave some of those white spaces in, then I decided I'm kind of lacking on the turquoise green colour, so I went in with another couple of drops just to get more of that back in there, because I feel like I lost a lot of it. Whatever you do, there's no rules here. This is the beauty of all of this. There's no rules. Any colour you want, any pattern you want, you could just do it on one side. It doesn't have to be the whole piece. Do remember though that Jesmonite is not self-leveling like epoxy resin, so your surfaces may not be utterly flat. There may be some Jesmonite that hasn't quite worked its way over to the edge. So just bear all of this in mind when you're doing it. Are they functional coasters? 100%. Yes, but here is a bit of a close-up. Loving them. They are giving me planet, galaxy, all of that yumminess, and love, love, love. So this is the next day. This is 24 hours later, and what I thought I'd do is seal them while on video. This was a big question over on the Facebook page. If we seal them, does it rub off the alcohol ink? I haven't had that experience, to be honest. Again, new to this, I've only been doing this for a week. So I'm using a big fat bushy makeup brush. I don't use it for makeup because I don't wear makeup generally, and if I put anything on my face I smudge it on with my hands. I'm not that precious about my makeup. But I'm using the satin one from Elechem. So they sent me these in a previous video. You would have seen me testing them, and you would have seen that I got streaks because I used a paintbrush. Now the paintbrush had quite hard bristles, so I thought, look at this. I thought if I go in with a really super soft fluffy makeup brush, it might do away with any of the streaks that were formed by the paintbrush, and it worked a dream. I lathered it, smothered it. I absolutely soaked it on, and I got this fluffy brush and it did such an incredible job. Left me with absolutely 0 streaks, and this was on the satin sealer from Elechem, as seen in a previous video. Something I should have done before sealing was to sand, but my brain was not thinking in the right order this day. So just afterwards, there really wasn't much to do, but I did end up sanding the edges back a bit. Peeling off the masking tape was really straightforward. It did get rid of anything that dripped underneath, but just be careful because the Jesmonite does fly off in all directions. It's not like epoxy resin that actually sticks to the tape. The Jesmonite didn't stick to the tape, so I was literally getting fired at from just crumbs of Jesmonite coming off of the tape. But it does leave you with some lumps and bumps on the bottom because, like I said, Jesmonite is just not self-leveling. So there are definitely areas where it's clumpy, where it didn't go over the side properly. So a little bit of a light sand just to get rid of any of those, and the job is done. I do generally use these little tiny nail files. I got like a pack of 100 off Amazon about a year ago, year and a half ago, and I've still got them. I only kind of, I don't use them out that much. But yeah, once they're all completely smooth and I'm happy there's no more sharp edges, I'm just going to finish them off with a cork base. So here is the cork base finish. I've got adhesive, self-adhesive cork base, which is all linked below. Now, here's the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Jesmonite does not self-level. It's not an easy pouring medium. When you're doing something like this, when you're doing a flood coat, it doesn't naturally flood. So you are going to get sections where it didn't go over the edge like this. I kind of love it. It definitely adds to the handmade with love, not perfection. And just be aware of that. So if you do go ahead and try this technique, just know that your sides aren't going to be perfect. And they're not the sort of thing where you can pour it over, tease it over the edge, and then kind of like run your fingers around the edges. Please excuse my nails, okay? They need a redo. And I lost one, so just let's overlook that. But yeah, the sides are potentially gonna be a little bit bumpy and lumpy. Like I said, it doesn't flow over the edge. You can't rub your hands around the edges like you do with epoxy resin, so just bear that in mind if you do try this technique. I hope you've absolutely loved it. I really do love them. This is the tester. Check this out. How beautiful is this? This was just a tester on a thin wooden round that I had, so much thinner. The actual coat of Jesmonite was so much thinner, guys, and look at this effect. So this is a possible effect, okay? I'm just showing you what my tester looked like, and like I said, it's just the way the cookie crumbles, okay? I went to try and recreate this effect, could not get it, but again, still super happy with the results. So just know that that effect is possible with a thinner layer of Jesmonite. Really loving them. Hope you've loved it too. Hope you found it helpful. Obviously, you can do whatever colour you want. Your base could even be a different colour if you wanted to mix it up. Go with a blue and then add some darker alcohol ink blues. I think that would be gorgeous for an ocean effect. Really loved it. And thank you so much if you are still here. We're nearly 11 minutes in. I appreciate you all. Don't forget, if you do try this technique over on Instagram, tag me by all means. You don't have to. I don't demand that people tag me, but I love to see if you guys go on and do things. And I'm already getting so many tags for this alcohol and Jesmonite, even though it's not my original idea or anything. It's just really great that you've seen it on my channel and you go away and recreate it. I appreciate you all so much for doing that. So yeah, do tag me, hashtag Claire made me do it, and I really look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. I'm so tempted to try and do an ocean one, but I also don't want to continue doing, you know, the same videos every single time. But I might just have a go off camera and let you all know my results. Thank you so much again, and I will see you all in the next video. Also, hit the like button because I keep forgetting that. Hit the like, leave a comment. I'm about a week behind on comments, maybe even 10 days, but don't know if I'm going to catch up. I'm going to try my best to. See you all in the next video. Bye.